Welcome back. We now want to wrap up our news review this morning with Chris Omalo, MP Kiminini. Now let's discuss some internal politics for NASA. And there's this small headline. It's on the page 10 of the Standard, and it's on their Siasa 2017 edition. The news in brief. And MPs want Mudhama out of NASA talks. If I could read that, 4 lawmakers from Ukambani want Senator Johnston Mudhama dropped from NASA technical team, which was established to pick the opposition flag bearer. Now these are Robert Mboi Katiani, Patrick Makau Mavoko, Susan Musyoka, Machakos County, and Peter Mathuki Iala. They claim the Machakos senator was a stumbling block to Kalonzo Musyoka's bid to secure the opposition ticket. The legislator spoke in Kathiani constituency in Machakos. Now, they say that Mudhama is responsible for the many defections of the Wiper party by aspirants who have openly accused the senator of fielding his preferred candidates and so on and so forth. But what is happening within Wiper? I know you are from Ford, Kenya, but these are people you work with daily. Now, and I'm sure you work with Senator Mudhama as well in terms of the workings of that particular grouping that is supposed to come up with this candidate. But there's so much fighting and disagreements that have played out openly within Wiper. And that has an effect, it also affects NASA politics. The infighting within Wiper affects NASA politics.
I think the little time I've worked with Mudhama is a team player. He's a very good, charismatic leader. But whatever is going on in Wiper, you know, like the members of parliament mentioned here, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And as we are working in that national coordinating committee, we have our 4 co-chairs who have been seconded there from the respective NASA parties. And Mudhama has been seconded by Wiper. We have Honorable Dr. Seli from Ford, Kenya. We have James Orengo from ODM. And we have Honorable Sakwa Bunyasi from ANC. So this is at the discretion of our party leaders. Yes. So really, if other members can maybe raise concern, and Kalonzo Musyoka, who is the party leader of Wiper, has confidence in Mudhama, it's actually, we are there at the discretion of our parties, particularly the party leaders. So really, these MPs, they are entitled to their own opinion. But now, the issue here is
Mudhama has been accused of rooting for a different candidate apart from the Wiper party leader. Now, does it mean, therefore, that if at all the decision of this group, this particular committee that's supposed to come up with a candidate, that if at all they don't go with his party leader, that he'll be accused of having gone against the party, his party, and probably Wiper will not really be happy with that result?
I'm a bit reluctant to comment on that matter because this is a matter to do with Wiper. If it was an issue for Kenya,
but it does affect the wider NASA
absolutely, but whatever is there, as I said, people are entitled to their own opinion. We don't know the interests of these lawmakers. Maybe they wanted to be nominated, we never know. So it's the responsibility of Wiper themselves, particularly the party leader, who is His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. It's at his discretion. But if they have a tool that measures and it demonstrates that Mudhama has not maybe advocated for their interests, it's actually at their discretion to make their own decision. It has nothing to do with us, and us as a party will work with whoever they bring on board. But so far, after working with the Honorable Mudhama, I want to say he's worked very well, and we've been. He's a very good team player. He's a very good leader, very aggressive, with good ideas. So really, when it comes to matter of Wiper, that's a Wiper matter.
So far, the Wiper politics have not affected this committee?
No, they've not affected. They have not affected us when it comes to NASA. NASA as a team, we are working very well. We are 12 in number. And everything is on course. We are moving on very, very well.
Timelines, give us timelines, because you said by last week you said within the next 1 month you should have a candidate. Now it's
no, in
terms
of timelines, we'll be within the timelines of IBC. We are not late, and we are telling Kenyans out there, it's also our strategy not just to come and mention whoever is going to be the flag bearer, because this is a strategy that Jubilee has been pushing, so that there's 3 months leading and everything.
You gave a promise that within a month.
Yeah, but the month is, we still have a month, it's not yet.
That means it's now it's 3 weeks.
It's not 3 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. That's what I said. We'll manage to do that within the timelines of IBC. No, so we are not late.
But do you think that in the next 3 weeks you'll have named a flag bearer?
when you look at the timelines of IBC, we're going for elections that is in August, isn't it? We are presenting our candidates 90 days, that is May. So
we shouldn't look forward, we shouldn't hold our breath.
We'll have our
by
candidates.
the end of this month,
we'll have no, so long as it's within the time frame of IBC.
So let's wait for May.
Before May, and before May can be next week. Yeah.
Okay.
When we say before May, it can be next week. So we'll be within the time frame of IBC.
Okay.
Everything is on course.
Everything is on course.
And this is going to be the next president of this country. So watch this space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's come back to Nairobi, and this will be our last headline to look at this morning. And this happened on Sunday. I've been corrected by my director. It's not yesterday. It was on Sunday. Gunshots went the air on Sunday afternoon when supporters of two aspirants for the Nairobi governor's seat clashed during a football match. Now, of course, this was supporters of Gatanga MP Peter Kenneth, former Gatanga MP Peter Kenneth, and it happened at the Dagoretti South constituency. There was a tournament in Newtoni ward, and Sonko and area MP Dennis Waweru arrived at the Ndonyo Juakali grounds in Dagoretti towards the tail end of a match that had been sponsored by Kenneth, and the supporters clashed. Now, this is within Jubilee, yeah, and I keep asking because when it comes to Nairobi politics, we keep talking about Jubilee because either of the good things they do or the fights they have, yeah. But this has taken away the debate from your candidate, from the third candidate, who is the incumbent, Evans Kidero. We're no longer talking about Evans Kidero, who is the incumbent, and his possible re-election, or if at all NASA is going to offer a different candidate. We keep talking about Jubilee, and is it going to be Kenneth or Sonko or Dennis Waweru? Don't you think that has a negative effect on your candidate's race for governors?
I think to us it's good music for us because Kidero will be smiling all the way to victory, and for Jubilee to fight, as it's merry when it comes to Evans Kidero, who is going to be likely to be the NASA candidate. But in this case, this fight between Kenneth Songo, remember we have initially it was Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa and the forces that be. I don't know what happened, because it was all over that we're going to give Eugene Wamalwa. And as a community, people are very bitter. It seems they're taking our son for granted because we thought everything was good.
And it comes from your constituency.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why we don't want to hear anything about the Jubilee, because they got him from Trans Nzoia, they brought him here, they dumped him, they want him back. People now have rejected.
He has a cabinet job.
No, cabinet is not an issue when it comes to that's the discretion of presidency. Yeah, you want a position, you've been given the mandate by your people. Here you're coming to serve at the discretion of the presidency. We're not sure even whether he'll come back as a CS. So we pity him. And these people, we pity also the confusion. They've confused him. And as a community, we're not happy. And we've told him several times. I'm sure he has heard. Now, coming to Peter Kenneth. Peter Kenneth comes in as a very strong candidate against these other Jubilee fellows, where we have Sonko, we have Margaret Wanjiru, we have Sakaja, and we have Dennis Waweru. The four have even ganged up against Peter Kenneth, whom they claim is an outsider. But he's a man who was born here in Bahati, who is a Nairobian, by the way. I'm also a Nairobian, and you are free. The Constitution allows us to vie anywhere, by the way. They should look at the Constitution. It doesn't necessarily mean that you must be there. And Peter Kenneth has houses. So these guys have ganged up to fight Peter Kenneth because they see him as a threat. Okay?
Is Peter Kenneth also a threat to your candidate, if at all he gets a Jubilee ticket? Because now, surely, the same way is being fought within Jubilee. And you admitted that, yes, he is a formidable candidate. That means he is also a formidable candidate.
No, not really. He's a formidable candidate against the other Jubilee guys. That's why they are saying they started the journey. And they are looking at him as an outsider. And maybe an outsider because he was a member of parliament outside the city. But when it comes to him being a resident, he's allowed to contest for this. So the Margaret Wanjiru, the Songo, and my friend Waweru, they're trying to gang up because they don't want the seat to go to Peter Kenneth, who is likely to beat them all combined. So my humble request to them is, let's exercise politics of tolerance. And remember, he had gone to the constituency of Waweru.
Yes.
That is Waweru's constituency. So in other words, he'll see as if he's undermining him. And maybe he organized his boys or his supporters to prove to Peter Kenneth, you cannot come to my backyard without my consultation or without my concurrence. And in this case, Peter Kenneth says, hey, remember it's Peter Kenneth who organized that. And we have freedom of association, freedom of movement. So Peter Kenneth was completely in order of moving wherever he wants in this city.
But now this kind of headlines, doesn't it take the thunder away from your candidate, incumbent, Evans Kidero?
No.
Because now we seem to be talking about Peter Kenneth and Sonko and his team over and over again, but we don't talk about, this is Nairobi. Why are we not talking about the incumbent?
No. The issue is this: as they fight, of course, people will bolt out, and Sonko supporters will come back home. Waweru's supporters will come back home. Peter Kenneth coming to back Kidero as an alternative choice. So to us, that's why we are smiling. Let them continue fighting. As they see there is a lot of
but you know they will fight all the way. After nominations there will be one candidate.
No, but there will be a fallout. It does not mean that all the supporters will go with them. So to us, as they fight, obviously whoever wins, those who will be in a disadvantaged position, they'll see that Kidero is the alternative choice.
Okay.
So this is good for us.
Sawa.
Yes.
Final words, Bwana Omalo, because now we come to the end of our news review this morning.
Now, my final word to the Kenyans is, we are telling the Kenyans to watch this space. NASA is a revolution. NASA is coming to form the next government, and is going to form a government of inclusivity. He is going to form a government that there's zero tolerance to corruption. So we are requesting the Kenyans to pray for our 4 principles, to pray for the National Coordinating Committee, which I'm a member, and very soon we are going to have a presidential candidate who is going to be the president of this country. Okay. I thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Bwana Chris Omalo, MP for Kiminini, helping us look at the headlines this morning. Power Breakfast still continues. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Breakfast. Of course, there's that discussion about reflexology with Joy Muthengi, and after that, how to manage your dreadlocks. Willis Waburu will be discussing that as well. So do stand by for that. We still have a lot more in store for you. Power Breakfast continues. Good morning.